welcome to the K-Files. Good morning. Good morning, JP.
Good morning, Miss Sandra. How are you?
I'm good, and always glad to have you with me. This morning, I said I want to talk a little bit about some just crime. This show is mainly about unsolved murders, yes, but crime, period, we would also like to talk about. I told you we're going to start doing some hot and nows, and we're going to start doing some recent things. And, you know, I want to talk about a couple of things that went on during the holidays. And this is not a murder, but they finally made the arrest in a string of armed robberies. You know, this person hit the Kangaroo on West Raleigh Road, Speedway on East Raleigh Road, Allman's Drugs, the brand new 7-Eleven on Bienvenue Road. I said, you know, this is ridiculous. Just goes from one to the next.
The same person.
Same person. I mean, you know, as we said, you know, there's only a handful
That's
that
right.
keep repeating and repeating. But anyway, so he was caught, thank goodness. An arrest was made, and just wanted everybody to know that that, you know, they have caught the person in that string of armed robberies. So
Was anybody hurt in any of them that you know of?
No,
That's
and
good.
that was the good news. The Rocky Mount Criminal Investigation Division, Major Crimes Unit, with the assistance of citizens. Did you hear that?
Mhm.
That's why we do this show. Citizens, y'all are the key. You're the key. With the assistance of citizens providing valuable crime tips to fighting crime, to the police department, all of that has led to the arrest of the suspect connected. His name is Antoine Smith. He is 48 years of age. He is from Tarboro. So you're from Tarboro, and you just want to come over here and mess up Rocky Mount, right? Just, you know. And he was connected to all 4 commercial robberies within the city of Rocky Mount. So he has been caught and put behind bars, and we are so glad. So anyway, that's one of the things I wanted to mention this morning. Also, there's plenty, I tell you, to talk about. I need to find this other one.
And you know, that goes right back to what we've been saying as far as like Halifax and Wilson,
Yeah,
Franklin County. Just because these people live in another county does not mean they won't get in a vehicle and travel to Rocky Mount and perpetrate crime. That's why we have a vested interest in knowing what's going on in Halifax, knowing about the cases in Franklin County, knowing about the cases in Wilson County, because they're all intertwined, or they could be in one shape, form, fashion, or another.
you're exactly right. So, you know, both sheriffs always say, I've heard Clee Atkinson and Keith Stone both say many times, there's no boundaries.
That's right.
There's no boundaries. We have to be able to cross boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
They have to, you know, Edgecombe County comes into Nash, Nash goes into Edgecombe. It's okay, because the criminals do not know boundaries. They have no boundaries.
And the working relationships of all these law enforcement agencies are critical. That my hat's off to Sheriff Stone, because if there's one thing he believes in, it's networking, working with other law enforcement agencies, having those contacts, having that, you know, having that open line of communication to know what's going on in these other counties, because
Yes.
very easily an arrest in Nash County could lead to solving cases in Wilson or Halifax, or vice versa.
Exactly, exactly. Did you see where, and I'll bring this up a little bit later, did you see where the lady in Nashville put lighter fluid on her child's bed and was fixing to set it on fire?
No, I have not heard this.
And there were 4 other juveniles in the home, and the sister of the child saw what the mother was about to do and was able to get the lighter that she was going to use to light the lighter fluid on the bed was able to get that.
No, I hadn't heard that.
I mean, it was just fixing to be bad.
Mm-hmm.
And she got it. And it turned out the lady was having a mental moment. And so she is now in Nash Hospital, involuntary commitment. And then she is charged with 3 different things. Child abuse. She's charged with I don't know, just 2 or 3 different things. I can't remember the charges, but just terrible.
That's terrible all the way around. I mean, but those children witness this.
Yes. See,
But with
you
the
wonder
strike
what's
of a
wrong with
match,
children.
yeah.
You wonder what's wrong with them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look at what they have to look at and live through in their lifetimes. They won't never forget that.
Never.
Never will they
not.
forget that. They'll be telling that story to their spouse one day.
Mm-hmm.
Phew. Can you imagine? I mean, that was
And a
just
spark
terrible.
could have changed everybody's life forever.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, that's one of the things that went on over the holidays. I read that and I said, that is just too sad. So anyway,
that.
that's just some things that wanted to bring up. So anyway, we'll get started on our cases. We'll have a new book soon too, probably, probably 2 or 3 months.
And you said you had reached out to several agencies about getting some more information on like
Yes.
a handful of these
And
cases.
I have not heard back. I guess the holiday
Yeah.
kind of threw that into, but I'm going to reach back out to Captain Staten and see if we can get some more information and details on some of these cases.
Yeah,
And
2 of
next
those
week-
last week were like literally 1 sentence.
Yeah, hardly
Yeah.
anything.
Mhm.
So,
And
anyway,
we're about to spill over into missing person cases.
yes, we are. We are at, where are we at this week? Lacey Bunch? Or,
I believe we had, did we do Jaquata 7/2/21? This is going to be a July 2nd, 2021 case.
okay. July 2nd, 2021.
It's the last homicide case
Okay,
before going into missing people.
okay. Jaquata Staten,
Mhm.
okay?
Jaquata Staten, July 2nd, 2021 at around 1 a.m. Unknown suspects were in the parking lot of the apartment complex on Sherwood Avenue in Tarboro when shots were fired. The bullet struck the apartment in which Jaquata was staying. She was asleep in her bed and was struck by these bullets. She passed away due to her injuries. So clearly she wasn't a target. It sounds like to me it was probably just random gunfire. Beautiful young lady,
Yeah,
asleep in her bed. And
asleep in her bed.
Struck by random gunfire.
That's almost as scary to me as the home invasions.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know when, that's, well, that's sad. July 2nd, 2021, y'all, is very recent. So if you know anything, we really do appreciate your cooperation. We really do. You see that the public is giving tips. They really are. And we don't know. We don't find out until a case is solved. We don't find out the tips. We're not supposed to know, because that could mess up the entire investigation, the entire situation. So we don't know, but we do know, we're told by law enforcement all the time, the tips are increasing. So you are feeling the need out there in the public to assist and to get these crimes, get people off the street.
Just like the case that you just referenced. One little tip led to what, 5, 6, 7 different crimes
Yeah.
being solved?
Yeah,
There's no telling one small tip could lead to a handful of these
Yeah.
being solved. Because I'm telling you, in this book, a lot of these cases are perpetrated by the same individuals.
And I think one of the first things they do in law enforcement when they get a tip or they arrest somebody, I think one of the first things they do is look at other
Similarities.
cases and say, okay, now let's see if they might have had something to do with this or this case. I think that's one of the first things they do. And so many times I see on the press releases that, you know, we found out they also committed this one and this one and this one. So anyway, one can solve another.
You can.
So
You can.
anyway, Jaquata Staten, if anybody knows, Sherwood Avenue in Tarboro, I cannot tell you where that is, but a lot of you, you know, that live around that area know. So if you know anything, please, please come forward. Now, this is interesting because this next case is one that I'm very interested in. We're starting missing persons, and then we will start all over too, and hope to have more information on some of those at the beginning of the book that we've already done, because it's been a long time since we visited those. But this next one I'm just intrigued with.
Yeah, this case is from June 13th, 1996. Linda Williams Lawrence. Linda Williams Lawrence left a private swimming pool in the High Meadows neighborhood of Rocky Mount at 8:30 p.m. June 13th, 1996, and was never seen or heard from again. She was 45 years old at the time and had a butterfly tattoo on her left hip. She was wearing a pink bathing suit, black t-shirt, white sandals. Her black and silver full-size 1984 Ford pickup that she was driving was found at Meadowbrook Park with the keys and her personal belongings still inside. Police found no signs of foul play in the truck. Linda was never seen again.
Isn't that strange?
It is strange because by having her belongings left behind, several things, stealing her items was not
No, they didn't want
motive.
No, it was not.
It sounds like to me she may have known who she went with, possibly.
I think so, and it was mentioned by, I remember, Lindell had some details on this case, and he mentioned drugs could have been involved because of some of the things people knew about her. So that's sad, but she was the one that the mother was elderly, of course, and I'm sure she's passed away by now. But her mother was saying, I just want closure. I just want to know what happened to my daughter before I die.
Will you stop and think, if you're sitting in your truck and somebody that you know pulls alongside of you and wants to talk to you briefly, you're not going to get your personal belongings. You're not going to grab your purse. You're not going to grab your key just to sit in your... You're just going to jump right in for the moment.
Exactly.
And that's almost what it sounds like to me.
It does. It definitely does. And never to be seen again. So somebody did something. And nobody can find her body. Her body has never been found. So that's sad. And she frequented that pool a lot over here in High Meadows. Now that's two different places. Don't get it mixed up. High Meadows is over here off of Gold Rock Road. That's where she went to the pool often. Meadowbrook Park is where she was found, over there.
By the fairgrounds?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Right there by, I always reference D.S. Johnson School. Meadowbrook is right in front of that subdivision. And anyway, that's where she was found, way across town. So if anybody knows anything about Linda Williams Lawrence, June 13th, as JP said, 1996, I just wish we could solve this case. I wish the body could be found. I really do. Remember, these are missing persons. So anyway, it's time to take a break. We'll come back with you right after this with more cases.
Steakhouse in Nashville. Come on in and enjoy our legendary tender and juicy Omaha Angus ribeyes. And try and share our seafood entrees, your choice of shrimp, flounder, or oysters. And especially don't forget our famous salad bar with all your favorite fixins. If you want to give that someone special something to revel in, Ribeyes gift certificates can be made to order. And as you're looking for somewhere to host a business meeting or special event, you can reserve the Angus Room. Ribeye Steakhouse of Nashville, over 10 years of great food.
I'm Daniel Moss, owner of Cornerstone Funeral Home, and I'd like to invite you and your family to give our family an opportunity to serve you in your time of need. And we offer a full line of funeral services, everything from visitations to graveside services to cremations on site with a live crematory, as well as a banquet hall to meet the catering needs of our families that we serve. We offer catering service. We offer refreshments prior to visitations and services of our family. And we want to invite you to come and experience the difference here at Cornerstone Funeral Home.
What is the Davis Furniture difference? The difference is we buy with you in mind. For generations, we have listened to our customers. We can help you find the look you want for every room in your house. Quality, style, color, and of course service. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Davis Furniture, the family business where we treat you like family. Let us help you make your house a home. Davis Furniture, historical downtown Rocky Mount, on the corner of Hill and Main.
Okay, what's up with that? We have a lot of information on the missing person cases, I can tell you that, and every detail is important.
It is.
So any details that we can have, that's always a good thing.
This next case is Dorothy Mae Hendricks. Dorothy Mae Hendricks, which is from December 13th, 2002. On December 13th, 2002, at approximately 11:55 a.m., Dorothy Mae Hendricks was reported missing by her mom from 1735 Martin Luther King Jr. Parkway in Wilson. Hendricks is a black female that was 38 years of age at the time of the report. She had light complexion with brown eyes, black hair, and was about 5'1", weighing approximately 170 pounds. On December 5th, 2002, she was wearing a long black sweater, blue jeans, black boots, and walked away from the former Woodard's Motel towards Ward Boulevard, US 301 highway.
Oh, I remember this one now.
Where she got a ride to the Trade Mart number 11, a convenience store at Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard and Ward Boulevard. She was last seen in the 100 block of Tuskegee Street near the convenience store at 8 o'clock p.m. She has never been heard from again. Hendricks has relatives in Elm City and Rocky Mount. It is uncharacteristic of her to drop out of sight. She always made contact with her family. The person who gave her a ride to the store that day that she vanished has been interviewed and is not considered a suspect in her disappearance. Her case remains unsolved today.
You know, I just don't believe that people are going to get in their car and just leave and they're somewhere out there in New York, California, wherever they've driven to make a new life. I don't believe that for 1 minute. I think this woman is dead.
Yeah. Random people that are not in trouble with the law or afraid of going to prison, things like that, I would agree. Her case, something bad has happened to this woman.
Yes, it has.
I will say this, my hat is off to whoever put this timeline together.
Yes.
Because I'm sure this is not everything that's known. Mm-hmm. This is just everything they're showing or sharing.
Right.
This is somebody really worked on this timeline to put it together, and it's some good law enforcement police work. I'd love to have access to some camera activity from the convenience store, and I'm sure they've looked at it. But yeah, something bad happened to her.
Yeah, she was wearing a long black sweater, 170 pounds approximately, light complexion, brown eyes, black hair. I mean, great description. Great potential with this case to be solved. But, you know, I hate to be the naysayer, but how many times has law enforcement told us on this show, the longer it goes, the less the chances of solving, unless you can come forward with something you know. And you're not going to be judged if you knew something yay long ago. Just come forward now. Just come forward now. They don't even want to know who you are. They don't want to know who you are. They want the tips so that they can bring closure to the family and closure to this case. That's all they want. And we have up to $15,000 in our pot that you could get paid, and in a very short time. Within 48 hours, 24 to 48 hours, you can have cash. We pay cash. Money. We will put that in your hand if your tip pans out. So it's as simple as that, and you will not be identified. So anyway, Woodard's Motel. She was walking towards Woodard's Motel, towards Ward Boulevard on or 301, where she got a ride to the Trade Mart, a convenience store at Martin Luther King. And as you said, the timeline is great. And last seen in the 100 block of Tuskegee Street, which I do not know where that is, but it's in that proximity somewhere. And so if you know anything, please come forward. Okay, the next case is one that we have heard about a lot from Captain Jeff Sherrod, who will be here next week.
This is a case from down my way. A lot of people still talk about it. Travis Lynch. This case is from Christmas Eve, December 24th, 2003. Travis Lynch was last seen on Christmas Eve, 2003. He had been drinking heavily at a friend's house, and he and his girlfriend, Carlisha Whitley, went to her house on Claude Lewis Road in Middlesex, North Carolina, so he could sober up. He was last seen driving her home at around 1 a.m., trying to get to his own home on Glendale Drive in Wilson. Lynch was supposed to call Carlisha when he arrived, but he never did. She called his mother to ask if he had gotten home. When Travis's family members went to Middlesex to ask about him, they weren't allowed inside. His mother reported him missing December 26th. He's never been heard from again. His car, a white 1992 Grand Am, with the North Carolina license tag Robert Zebra Sam 4814, has never been found. A photo of a similar car is posted at the bottom of this page for reference. Lynch had purchased the vehicle just a day before he went missing, after his previous car was damaged in a crash. 4 months after Lynch disappeared, a mobile home owned by Carlisha's family was destroyed in 2 fires. The residence, which was on Stony Hill Church Road near Bailey, did not have electricity at the time. It initially caught fire April 23, 2004, but didn't completely burn down. A few days later, there was another fire at the home, which totally destroyed it. The home was occupied by Sean Whitley at the time of the fires. He is currently serving a term in federal prison for unrelated drug charges and is due to be released in 2021. Investigators believe the fires were suspicious but stopped short of ruling them arson. They think the fires may have been related to Lynch's disappearance and uncharacteristic of Lynch to leave without warning. He has a violent temper, and investigators theorize he got into a physical altercation with someone that resulted in his death. His case remains unsolved.
You know, there's so much about this case that just seems like it's right in front of your face. I mean, where's the car? And you know,
I grew up with almost every name we just mentioned in this.
really?
I know these people. I grew up with them. I'm friends with them. I'm friends with their brothers, their sisters, their cousins. I know them all and know them well.
Wow.
We were talking about this case online about a year ago. I was at the car wash in Bailey, and I had somebody come up to me and they said, JP, this is just a part of the story. You're only talking about a part of it. I said, well, fill me in. He said, man, the feds have been involved. I've been interrogated. He said, I ain't got nothing to do with it. He said, but I want you to know there's more to this case than what's being told. And yeah, they ain't never gonna find him. They ain't never gonna find the car. But he just wanted me to know that there was a whole lot more to this case than is being told.
Well, now I remember when Lyndall was here, and I could ask him now, and I could ask Sherrod, but wasn't there one of these folks, one of these family members of her, the girlfriend, did they not own a car crushing business?
Right up the street from this. Right up the street.
So it was one of these people that owned that.
family.
Their family. Oh, how convenient. How convenient. No wonder they can't find the car. And you know what? Where's he at? Is he in there too? Oh my gosh.
We can
This
only
is speculation
speculate.
on my part. Let me just say, nobody said this, but it's just speculation, you know, just so many things. And for the guy to tell you he'll never be found, well, no, he wouldn't if that was the case. But it's since 2003, never been found. Now, I'm going to say from reading this that Travis Lynch was not an angel.
Correct.
I mean, violent temper, I'm reading, violent temper, you know, things like that.
Apparently he
Heavily
had-
drinking, I mean.
He was from what I've been told from family members of both sides, that he was very abusive to her.
Right, which would anger her family.
That is right.
So there's so much to read into this. We don't know what law enforcement knows. They're not going to tell us. They
That's right.
shouldn't tell us because it's still very much under investigation. I remember Major Misty Strickland has been in contact and a lot of talks with the mother of Travis Lynch. And, you know, the mother says, just please let me find out what happened to him. You know, she calls Major Misty Strickland constantly, all the time. And they visit, you know, and talk about it. But nothing is solved. Nothing is solved. So somebody needs to come forward. Somebody knows. And especially with the comments that you received, somebody knows. Don't you want up to $15,000 with some cash in your hand? I mean, this case is solvable. I mean, it really is. He is still listed as a missing person. Nobody's been found. So,
You know, people in the southern end of the county, which people everywhere are unique. People in the southern end of the county are very unique. I remember when I first got in law enforcement, this would have been in the early to mid-90s, I was a police officer in Middlesex. They had a homicide. We were looking him, we couldn't find him. Car pulls up in front of the police department, and a family comes in and they're like, he's in the trunk of the car. The guy you're looking. This family had tracked this guy down, captured him, tied him up, put him in the trunk of the car, and brought him to the police department. That's what kind of people.
Wow.
But hey, I mean, he was held accountable for a homicide,
Yeah.
but they captured him.
Well, so citizens, it's up to you to do the right thing, to please, I believe somebody knows enough. Exactly. I believe somebody knows exactly what happened to Travis Lynch. Some people, several. And you will not, it'll be anonymous. You will not be known. So please come forward and do the right thing. All right. Well, it's time for a break and it's time for weather. So we'll be right back with you.
Is back. North Carolina Symphony Holiday Pops and A Christmas Carol. Coming in 2023, the Zuzu African Acrobats. And yes, you heard right, the Rat Pack one more time. The Kings of Las Vegas Swing. And wrapping up the season, To Kill a Mockingbird, Matilda the Musical, and Rashomon. Season tickets on sale now. Don't miss out. Get your season tickets today. Sal's Pizza, an Italian night out. Taste pizza fresh from the oven. Delicious Italian dishes made from fresh ingredients with savory sauces and textures that envelop the taste buds, satisfying with every bite. You won't leave Sal's Pizza hungry.
Best pizza in town, bar none. Love it. It's authentic. It's good stuff.
This is over the top. Sal's probably has the best pizza I've ever tasted.
If you want a dine-in authentic place to eat gourmet Italian cuisine, come to Sal's Pizza, home of a local secret, the Grandma Pizza, famous for its authentic taste. For the finest, most delicious dishes, this is the place. 2820 Sunset Avenue, Rocky Mount. Ask about Sal's Pizza catering your special events.
Promise you, the freshest ingredient in the market.
Let Smith's Pavilion of Dorchester help you plan your most memorable events. Weddings, birthday parties, graduations, reunions, and corporate events. We offer an indoor reception area, pavilion porch, fire pit area, and ceremony site. New additions coming soon include a bridal suite plus a covered bandstand and DJ area. Our executive chef can customize our in-house services to meet all your culinary needs. Smith's Pavilion of Dorchester behind Smith's Red and White, where we celebrate life's greatest events.
Why buy from Don Bullock Chevrolet? What we do it better for you, like the Lifetime Care Promise. Just drive into our service department and we'll top off your fluids and oil, check your tire pressure, all while you remain in your car. And in less than 5 minutes. Plus, it's free. Don Bullock Chevrolet is a full-service dealership with service, parts, and collision department. Let our knowledgeable and friendly staff help you. On-site, third-generation owned and operated for 105 years. Don Bullock Chevrolet.
The tank is on E, and your low tire pressure light is glaring at you again. You do not have time to wait in line and pay to put air in the tires, and you certainly don't want to get out of the car in the cold and pump gas. What if you could pull up to a gas pump and have an attendant run out to greet you to pump your gas, clean your windshield, and put air in the tire, all for no extra charge, while you step inside and enjoy a made-to-order breakfast or lunch? Does that kind of full service exist anymore? It does at JD's Grocery and Grill, a service station created to bring back the full service experience to all customers. JD's Grocery and Grill is a full service gas station. Eat in restaurant with tasty made-to-order food and a grocery store all in one. The staff at JD's Grocery and Grill is ready to field all requests and will help you find anything you need. Call them today at 252-972-5000 or stop on by at 1240 Atlantic Avenue. Store hours Monday through Saturday 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Grill hours Monday through Saturday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. JD's Grill and Grocery, at the heart of great food.
Okay, and welcome back. As you know, Team Cold Case, which is the nonprofit umbrella that K-Files falls under, has purchased a billboard. With our fundraising money, we try to make all efforts to get tips and solve cases. That's our ultimate goal. So we have purchased a billboard and, some time on a billboard. And we're dividing it between Edgecombe County, Nash County, and Rocky Mount. And we've already had Nash County on for 2 weeks on the billboard. We've had Rocky Mount on for 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks. They're on right now, and we want to show you our efforts. Albert Dew and Stephen Phillips. Now, we let the department choose who they want on the billboard, the cases they want on the billboard. Unsolved homicides, reward up to $15,000. There's the number, very bold. You can read it. And there you go right there. So that will change out next Monday to 2 Edgecombe County cases. But this is one of the things we do with the money. You know, we like for you to know that we do use the money for good things, to try to get tips. So anyway, just wanted to show you that this morning. If you're riding down 301 towards the mall, this is the digital billboard out at Golden East Mall. It will be on the side facing you if you're coming from Sunset going towards the mall on 301. It will be the side that's facing you. So anyway, you can certainly look at that. Thank you, Lee. Okay, we have got, we don't have a lot of time. This is a long one.
You want to jump across the page?
Let's go to J. Lisa Reynolds, and then next week we'll go back to Shonda because we'll have more time.
Okay, all right. Jaleesa Reynolds. This case is from February 22nd, 2010. No one has seen or heard from Jaleesa since she went to the library at Scotland Neck on February 22nd, 2010. She logged off of her Facebook account around lunchtime. At 1:40 p.m., she logged in again from a home computer along Cemetery Road. Reynolds didn't have a home computer, and friends say she would go to the library almost every day to use the internet and Facebook. Jaleesa was normally shy, but was more outgoing to people she met online. A massive search was conducted, and several other searches have conducted over the years. Agencies and volunteers from across the state have been involved in these searches, and unfortunately have turned up empty-handed.
Here's another one we've talked about quite a bit. So I'm a little bit confused. She logged off of her Facebook account about...
At the library.
At the library. At 1:40, she logged in again from a home computer along Cemetery Road. Was she at a friend's house or what?
I was always under the impression that they could get a specific address from where you would log in and out of a computer. So rather than just like a random area on Cemetery Road, it looks like to me they would be able to have, you know, a specific location she logged in or out of.
Well, they certainly know and can tell who she was talking to.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. But that is just odd, that never seen again. You know, there's the moral of the story. Don't let your children, you know, do this. Do not let them go on the internet and look at things. You know, my granddaughter has gotten a phone, a little young to me, 11, but they made sure, her parents made sure that she did not, they took measures that there were certain things she could not access. You've got to do that. You've got to look at what your children are looking at. But she was, I wonder how old she was.
It doesn't say. She doesn't appear to be maybe, you know,
she
18 to 25 years old.
Yes, I don't think she's a child, but I'm just saying this for people who do have children. Please be careful, because people prey on people that get on the internet. And she was shy and probably very vulnerable, very vulnerable.
I'd love to peek into her inbox to
Yes.
see who she was talking to. Because
Exactly.
clearly she was using Facebook Messenger to communicate with someone. Did this someone on Cemetery Road get her to log in so he could go in and delete any communication activity that they had going on because he knew he was up to no good? There's a lot of questions.
Right. Yeah, there are a lot of questions in this case, and we've talked about it quite a bit, but nothing. She's been missing since 2010, February of 2010. If you know anything about this case, J. Lisa Reynolds, Scotland Neck, and I'm glad we're talking about a case in Scotland Neck because we like to do all over. We like to, but if there's anything please come forward because you could get paid up to $15,000 in this case. There's a short one at the beginning of the page.
Yeah. This one is Joyce Renee Durham. Joyce Renee Durham. This case is from June 17th, 2007. And the only details we have is that Joyce Durham was reported missing June 17th, 2007 from Rocky Mount, North Carolina.
That's it. I mean, this is one that, I don't know if I asked about this one, but I do need to ask them some details of this one because there's nothing. We don't know anything. So,
wasn't this during the time when Rocky Mount was considered to have like a serial killer?
I don't know when
the
that
Seven
was.
Bridges.
Seven Bridges Road.
She meets.
That's interesting.
She appears to meet the kind of like the profile of
Yes.
people that were targeted.
And this may be one that, and I can call Lyndall, but this may be one that he suspected was a part of that. And I think 2007 was the year.
Yeah.
Yes, for that. So this could be very well connected to, and he's in jail, but he only went to jail for one. I remember we sat in and as a matter of fact, we were able to film some of that case. And they felt like by just going for a conviction in the one case, they could definitely get a conviction. But if they just felt like they wanted to stop with that, and they got the conviction, so that was good. But the point is, how many cases could we close out because of that one guy? That one arrest. I mean, how many did he do?
This goes back to what we were saying earlier. I guarantee you law enforcement kind of keeps a tally of similar types of crimes.
Yeah.
Whether it be missing person, homicides, B&Es, looking for similar motives, things like that. And this could be one of them.
It very well could be. Okay, that's all for today. We'll see y'all next week on the K-Files. JP, we'll see you next week. And y'all make it a good day.